Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to the post-gathering interviews by ECCOS. And today we have the pleasure to announce with us Eleonore Todini, that she was on the butterfly camp and the founder of Architects of LifeEarth. Quite cool, the project I saw already, Leonore. You want to
Thank
speak
you.
quite briefly about it? Just a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Guilherme, for this invitation at ECOS channel. My name is Eleonore Todini, and yes, as you say, I'm the founder of Architects of LifeEarth. It is bureau d'études, I would say. So it is a studio where I work with landowners to create edible and resilient ecosystems for them in order to live a life where they can harvest from their own land, they can create community around it, and the scaling is can go from the little backyard in the residential area of your town to large acres where the landowner has a project of bringing back Eden on that property, bringing back community, and really creating an ecosystem where, yes, there's food that's produced, there's agroforestry, there's rotational grazing. We take care of regenerating the soils, we take care of regenerating an ecosystem. So, cleaning water, bringing water back where it has been taken out.
Planting
Uh,
water, right? In our days,
yeah,
everybody's talking about it. Planting
exactly.
water, that is planting
Exactly.
trees.
Planting water, yes.
Okay,
And so, yeah, so we do all this
quite amazing.
based on the principles of permaculture. Yes.
Principles of permaculture. So good to know that things are happening. So land
Mhm.
design, community design, I would
Exactly.
say happiness design, huh?
Yeah. And
So
it's all over the world.
all over the world.
I've been traveling in the tropics. I've been traveling in the temperate climates, and so far for the last 6 years, I've seen and I've studied and I've done a lot of projects and helped and volunteered as well.
Okay,
So
just to finish the introduction, can you give us a list of the countries you were?
yes, so well, if it's in the Americas, well, I work a lot in the United States, a lot in Florida. Now I am working on a 33 acres farm in New Mexico. Then in Mexico. Then I was in Nicaragua at the beginning of the year. I've done projects in Brazil. Now I'm on two projects in Panama and Paraguay. Then in Europe, Italy, France, a lot in Corsica. I've done projects in Portugal as well. In Switzerland, I'm working on a project in Switzerland. And then on the other side, on the eastern side of the world,
Okay,
I've
cool.
been yeah, so Thailand, beautiful farm there with buffaloes, water buffaloes,
Wow.
Indonesia, Mauritius. So
So
yeah,
you're really around the world.
I am
Amazing,
more a
amazing.
traveler than.
Okay, yeah, wow, that's
But
amazing. That's amazing. Cool, cool, cool. So now coming to Portugal again and starting the questions about the gathering, I would
yes.
like to know like how did the gathering impact your work and organization? Meaning, did it lead to new projects or partnerships, for example?
So it's interesting that you say it because it led to projects and partnership indirectly. So before the gathering, I had an interview with uh, oh Audrey and Victor. So I had an interview with Victor, and he talked to me about a project in south of France, and it's a 45 hectares park with a fortified castle right in the middle. And they say, yes, they are working on a regenerative economy. projects. And so I contacted them because apparently they needed help. And now I'm working with them to revive the ecosystem. We are working on the hydrology and on the agricultural part to bring back the soils healthy again and productive again. And so this is starting right now. I mean, it started last year, but really going on with the team, with the core team from, let's say, in June, starting June. So yeah, this. And then I met Sean Stride. She was briefly at the gathering, but she left a poster, and I took land design courses with her. And she's just an amazing teacher. And this is the second partnership that I created. Yes, I was looking for a 3D model software and learning how to use it, and she basically appeared. So yeah, that's the two main partnership that I did. Yeah. Oh yes, then and I met a
Or
third lady. A third lady. She's in Montpellier. She has a community space, and I went to her inauguration. Then we had to work on her project, but things didn't combine as they should be, as they would have, because, well, I was on another part of the world at this moment. No, at the moment she needed me, and then when I was available, she was not. So, but it was a very, very nice weekend, inauguration weekend, and I discovered the surroundings, beautiful area too, Montpellier. So.
amazing, amazing.
Mhm.
So a lot of connections you make and a lot of stories to share. That's so good to know that all that happened during the gathering. And as you know, the gathering aims to build a regenerative ecosystem of collaboration that I quite believe it's happening in your case. What could you think it could be improved? Because I believe you really think it succeeded, right? So now the question
Yeah.
is, yes.
I
What
would
do you
say
think it can be better?
so. I will say I will talk about before, during, and after. So before the gathering, what was a little bit confusing to me was the disposition of the camps. And I know that 1 month before the beginning of the event, the web page was changed to be clearer, and that was better. The fact of having different camps to join, to me, it was the first time that I discovered this way of doing things. So I was unable to decide, because some camps, they seemed very structured and very focused, some other camps a little bit like unclear. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to decide where I want to be. I'm just going to the butterfly camp, which is the camp for everyone, like the ones that don't want to take a decision because they want to be everywhere. So I have been a butterfly. Um, so I think, yeah, the communication on how the camps works could be improved. During the gathering, honestly, it was just perfect. It was perfect. If I have to say, like, okay, you want to have improvements, yeah, advice. So there was a lot of events going on. It was really cool, but but maybe there was too many events.
Too
And
much
so I
overwhelming.
felt like, I felt like having a repetition, and not that many events, maybe not
Mhm.
like 60 events spread out of 5
Yeah.
days, but maybe having 30 events and then a repetition of these events. So the people that missed
Mhm.
an event
Yeah.
can
Have the
have
chance to.
another session, because otherwise it's
I had that
you get.
feeling also, actually.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
giving support to Mauricio Woman at Fractal Camp, And I
Hmm.
miss so much things. Even in these interviews, there are some camps I was like, oh, Jesus, that happened. And it's
Yeah.
quite impossible, especially for the ones giving support. Even
Mm,
so, I always comment I believe it's part of the festival flow and mindset. You always gonna miss something, like in a rock
mm,
festival, whatever, because but yeah, the repetition, nobody said it until now, and I think that's a very cool tip as well, vision.
mm, mm.
And you have more to say about it? The improvement, like,
Um, no, I mean, it's for me really it was this and yeah, yeah, it was this. And that well, maybe with the tents, I had to change three times the disposition of my tent because of the smell. But this is
yeah.
because of the place, you know. This is because
Mm.
of the place. Yeah, it was a smell of the sewage, but I believe like every place will have their own, you know, issues. So at some point, it's when you organize something, you make things to be 80% perfect, and then you know it's 20% and you don't know what's happening. So but other than that, it's no, it was good, it was good.
And what you would like to headline, like it went well, like what do you really think
What
it
went
received?
well? I believe that even if there was, you know, so many events, so many people, I wasn't feeling overwhelmed by the number of people. And I had my own time breaks. I mean, I had my own breaks, I had my own moments to rest. And so I felt, I felt that I was able to, you know, pause and accept that I cannot be somewhere where I would like to be because that event is something that I would attend, but I would like to attend. I felt like, yes, it was really, it was in the flow. It was in the flow. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, sure. It's just
Okay.
opinions, like a conversation. Like the goal of these interviews is actually to have an insight of people, the ones who were
Hmm.
there. So everybody has their own insight, of course, always quite personal opinion. So nothing's wrong, everything is right.
Hmm.
And what about your project needs? Like, what does your project need? Meaning, how come the gathering or future gatherings support you and help you to make it even better?
Uh, I believe right now the only thing that I would need is a little bit more visibility on platforms or even collaborations. Mm, I mean, I have work,
Mhm.
and I try to balance like you know professional life and personal life. But if I would say something, yeah, visibility and meeting people that I need to work with specialists of this or this, you know, syntropic agroforestry in a specific place of the world or water management systems. I, it's hard to say for me right now because, yeah, maybe, you know, having an ecosystem of people where I can connect to.
Mhm.
And I know who does what and who I can contact if I need this or that with the location and the skills. I think this would be really cool. This
That's
would
a
be.
yeah, that's a
Mm.
very common feedback. I always
Mm.
kind of dream about it, like this kind of website application with this kind of a map, and people
Yeah.
actually in a not a sufficient way, meaning the people who want just put there, the ones who
Mm.
participate, fill it up their information and starting to have the connection. Even so, I believe that's the way we can really regenerate the world.
Mm.
and because, in my opinion, the ones are so focused on um, somehow destroy it because, to build a new luxury condominium, you have to destroy a lot.
Yes.
But the reality is they work in a very, very high networking way. And,
Yes.
and if you don't go the same way, the same dynamics, it's always going to
Mhm.
be quite difficult to, somehow to combat that kind of unsustainable development. So good, so good. And now to last, I would like to know that, as you know, the gathering happens every 2 years. What could be done in between, in your opinion?
Okay, so in between, I think building this ecosystem in a way that it's collaborative. So, for instance, we use Google Maps and we use Google Sheets. This is a really basic, basic tool, but I believe it works. But we don't stop there. You don't like stop to filling up information. We basically repeat this information. So, monthly meeting, maybe with the overall members of the gathering, and repeating that, hey, there is this tool. And if you need,
Mhm.
to use this tool and to use the ecosystem, it's available. And I would say also, yes, we monthly or once every 2 months gatherings can really build this community of the gathering of tribes, because basically, I mean, if we meet and if we start creating this nuclei, which already exists, I believe, but if it gets strengthened, then in the next at the next gathering there will be more cohesion and there will be more propositions, and I believe even the organization of the gathering will be probably, different, easier, and it will receive help from different people. And it's like a community, a family that gets bigger. So if the aim of the gathering is creating a community, a family, I think that it's not about just waiting for the next one. It's about federating during,
Nurturing
right?
as well.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's right. Because the ecosystem, we must be this kind as a family, or if not so much like this personal way, at least like a big, huge team and work as a community. I see us more as a community that exists because you really feel that during the gathering, but
Yes.
yeah, to connect more and to build that community. So good. Something more you would like to say? Just the last comment?
Yeah, I would say about this gathering online, it can be just, having our cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a cup of, it depends where you're in the world. Maybe it can be, I don't know, a beer, a cocktail, because it's 8 p.m. and but it's 8 a.m. somewhere else. And
Mhm.
just, you throw a question and then we bounce, we discuss, of course there need to be some rules about some topics that it's better not to talk about because it generates always the same answers and feelings. Um, Maybe it can be a question about the next gathering itself, for instance. Um, Anyways, yeah, I would say just relaxed mode. It's a good mode to get to know each other too. So,
Of course. Of course. So thank you so much, Eleonore, for your sharing, for your time. Hope to see each
thank
other
you,
like
Guilherme.
briefly in another moment, maybe in the one of the series that I'm gonna start to build with ECOS. The first
Oh
will
yeah.
be about persons, personal life, but the second, for sure, you're a very good candidate. It will be projects. And
Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah, and those ones I
Yeah.
really want to talk about projects, and I believe your project it's amazing, and the way you're starting to help to nurture the community, it's amazing as well. So once again, thank you, Eleonore, for your time, and we see each other again briefly, maybe in the next
Yes.
gathering, I hope.
I hope too. I heard it's maybe in Mexico. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I think the organization is starting to develop this kind of solution 2 years, maybe here in Portugal based. And then
Hmm.
between, maybe that's going to be one of the between solutions that is make it international.
Hmm.
Because I believe
Oh,
Mexico, I think they're aiming to make it next year already.
oh, wow.
But it's
Okay.
something still in working on, and it's, not easy to organize and to make it
Right.
happen in a way
Uh-huh. Yeah.
that so
Mm-mm.
well done that it happened here in Portugal.
Mm-mm. We'll
So,
see.
Leonore, thank you again so much, and thank you guys for watching. We see each other again in the next interview. Ciao.
Thank you, Guilherme. Bye-bye.
Ciao. And